Hi, it's time for another math easy solution. Turn to discuss further into calculating square roots by hand, and now look at example 3, which is this one. In my earlier videos I went over these two examples, and you can see those in the video links below. I also go a bit slower in them to basically outline the steps better, so make sure you watch those. So now recall that the first step to do, like I showed in my first video, is basically to write everything to the left of the decimal place in pairs and everything to the right in pairs. So in this case there's 3 digits, so you're gonna have to write it something like this: 0, 5, 1, 2, so these are 2 pairs, and then 3, 0, 0, 0. So I'm just going to go over to 2 decimal places, and each one of these represents basically a digit in the final answer. So the first step to do, well, the second step now, because I put the 0 just because there's 3 here, so you have to make it 4 digits because or 2 pairs. So the first thing to do is, well, second now is basically find a highest number here that if you were to square it fits in here but less than 5. And in this case it's obviously going to be 2, and because 2 squared is 4, and that's the largest square. If you put 3, that's 9, which is too big. Yeah, so basically I squared this, or 2 times 2, that equals to 4. Then we just subtract, so we get a 1 here. Put down this this next pair, which is 1, 2. This is basically the steps you need to follow this. In my later video I will go over the proof for this, so just stay on hold. So basically you get something like this one here, and then we double this number, so it's going to be a 4, and then a blank right here, and that's going to be our next answer. Then we're going to have to multiply this blank by it, and in this case, well, it looks like if you times it by 3, you're going to get to 1200 or greater, so it's always going to be 2 right here. So 42 times, yeah, so basically we get something like this now. So now we just multiply 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, and so just 84 here. And then if we subtract this, it's using subtraction by hand. It's going to be a 12. You see video link below. I also have a video on that. It's going to be a 10 right here. This cuts it off, and this goes down. So you're going to get a 2, and this is 12 minus 4 is 8 right here. So we're going to get a 28. And now we drag this 30 down, and now we find out, well, we have to basically find out the next number here. And also recall that you basically double this digit, so whatever digit this one is, double it, and it's going to be, well, 4. And then we just put this 4 in there. If it was higher than 4, you're going to have to carry it over. And recall, this is the same thing as having these two numbers right here multiplied by 2. So 22 times 2, well, that's obviously just 44. So there's 2 ways of getting this number. And now we always have an extra blank, and that's the number that you got to put in here. And this is one right here. So now we just got to find out what number here if you're to multiply this and with that number in there to basically get really close to 2830, the largest you can, but without going over. And it looks like right here it might be 6, because, well, you know, 6 times 4 is 24, but then if you add these extra digits of 2400, so it might be this one, and in fact it is if you put the 6 now. So multiply 6 by 6 is 36, so 3, yeah, so then carry the 3. And we're gonna get 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 7. Carry the 3 is gonna be 27 right here. Now we carry the 2. 6 times 4 is again 24 plus the 2, so 26 right here. And then once again you just subtract this from this one here. This 0 becomes a 10. This becomes, well, a 2, and then a 12 because it's 7 is greater than 3. And then this cancels to a 7. So we get finally here 4, this is going to be a 5, and 7 minus 6 is 1. So as you can see, this is less than this, so this was actually the highest number. So we drag the next pair, 0, 0. Okay, now we just basically repeat the steps before to get another decimal place in this final answer. In this case, now we just have to double this 6, so this 6 becomes a 12, but then you carry the 1. So it's going to be 4 plus 1, so 5, and then 4, and then a blank. And also recall it's the exact same thing as having 2, 2, 6, which is this part right here, this first 3 numbers there, times it by 2. You're going to get, in this case, 2, this is 12, carry the 1, this is going to be 4, 5, and then 4. 5, 2. So this is always like that. So this method always, it's the exact same as this one, but this one's much easier. So now we find out, well, what other number And if you look at this one, this is 15,000, this is around 4,000 or close to 5,000. So it should be around 3 then, because you know 3 times 5 is around 15. Add a bunch of these zeros there. But anyway, so it's 3. In fact, it is 3, but you could tell that it should be 3. So basically, put a 3 in here. Multiply 3 by 3. That's gonna be 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. Let's put a 1 for reference. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry that. So 13 is carry the 1. So we get something like this. And if we subtract, it's gonna be a 10. This is going to be actually, yeah, 9, because it's a 0, remove 1, so 9, and this is going to be 1, 3, now this is going to be a 14, and carry, then subtract, this is going to be a 4, so it's going to be 14 minus 5 is 9, and then 4 minus 3 is 1, so 1931, that's less than this, so that is the right answer. So we can keep going on and on like this, we put another zeros down, and when we can multiply this one out, we get 4, 5, 2, 6, and a blank, because it's just multiplied by 2, or multiply all these 4, which is a bit harder. But anyways, then you can keep going, get a number right here. I'm not sure what it is, put a star, not a 0. So you get a number there, etc. Yeah, now if you basically type this out in Google Calculator right here, yeah, you get basically that answer. We got 22.63 of square root of 512.3, and that's basically just double check that it's right. And you can keep going on and on, but we'll stop right here. And also, actually, I made a mistake right here. This should be a 13 right here. This should be a 13 minus 5. That's gonna be an 8. And the reason for that is because if you have, let's say this 400. Because you cancel a 1 off like this one, a 9, so when you make this a 10, you have to remove 1 here. When you remove it from a 0, you have to remove it elsewhere from here. For example, if you had 400 minus 369, then in this case right here, this becomes a 10, then this becomes a 9 right here, and then, well, this obviously has to be become a 3, otherwise we're going to have it 100 and something. So for example, this can be a 1, this is going to be a 3, and you know the difference from this is going to be 31, so this has to be a 3. So you have to reduce 1 there, so 0, and so 31. So that's the mistake I made earlier. But anyways, 1831. It didn't really affect the answer up to here, but it will if you keep going farther and farther digits, and that's going to be, you're going to end up being a bit wrong. Well, anyways, that's all for today. Hopefully you learned from this, and you can always download these notes in the Dropbox link below, and stay tuned for another Math Easy solution.